reptiles on the left.
Texoma Exotics presents Not Another Reptile podcast.
Hello.
What's going
Hi,
on?
good evening.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
We're amazing. Rafi even looks good tonight.
Don't lie, just to make me feel better.
Oh, somebody has to. Feeling sorry for you, Rafi, every time I look at you.
I know, me too. I have mirrors.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Oh,
That's
my
just me.
goodness.
I have family. They have to look at the mirrors for themselves.
Yeah.
So Tiff, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. I'm glad to be
Welcome.
here. Thank you for inviting me.
No, it's a pleasure. So I met, just to give you an introduction, I met Tiffany through Morph Market. I saw her an animal, and then I started following her on Instagram and TikTok. And she has an amazing following, amazing videos and pictures. So we would like her to introduce herself a little bit and tells us a little bit of your secrets.
Well, my name's Tiffany, and I did Mother of Serpents a lot more than Mother of Serpents now. I've done a lot more than just serpents. I had originally started probably back in 2022, I guess, and jump forward to now, went from one ball python to 2, then to 12. Then after that, got into trusted geckos, and over the past year, I started with 1, then it was 2, and now it's like 17.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, and then I've started breeding this year. This snake is not gonna cooperate with me. Probably shouldn't have got him out for this. I was gonna have a special guest, but he doesn't seem to be wanting to be a guest tonight. Yeah,
He's shy.
just kind of stop. Hold your boy. Then let's see. Fast forward to 2025. I started on TikTok, I guess, last year, and to be honest with you, I couldn't give you a lot on that. It just kind of blew up overnight. I went from just like 100 followers to then like 1,000, and then from 1,000 to like 5, and then it jumped to over 10,000. And I didn't really do anything special other than I was going live a lot at the beginning. And I learned very quickly that TikTok is not as forgiving in the community. There's a lot of judgmental people on TikTok in the reptile community. That's why I've sort of backed away from TikTok a lot, because you can't please anybody on there. And I learned that. Now I just kind of post my animals on there. I don't do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, because a lot of people on there are very touch and go. People think that you should do something one way and you can't do it your way, basically. So I've leaned more toward Instagram. It's more comfortable there. And I also started a Discord community, which is still pretty small right now. But I wanted to create a community because of all the, I'm sure you guys have seen.
Drama.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of, you keep wrong. You must do this. You must do that. And I wanted something that was judgment free, you know? Like, I've learned that that's the biggest thing over the past few years, is finding the right people in the community, because there are so many out there that are either just in it for the money or in it for the wrong reasons. And for me, it's always been about the animals. Like, I only want to be in it because of my passion for the animals. So,
And what made you decide from going? And are you going to be breeding only the Cresties, or you have plans in the future just for the hobby to get a clutch or two of ball pythons? What's your...
So I initially was going to breed ball pythons first, but all of mine are super young still. Honestly, I only have 2 that hit 3 years old this year because I bought all of mine as hatchlings, like young. So I would still like to do that in the future, maybe with like 1 or 2 of some of the ones that I have, just to say I've done it.
And what do you currently have as far as ball pythons?
We have a lot of pieds. Yeah, you know that one. We have your boy. We have pieds. We have normal pieds. We have the clown pied. We have a few different clowns. We have a few gray matter morphs, and I have a panda pied. So if I had to choose any of the ones that I would breed, I know it would be a really hard project to do because I know that they can come with issues, but I would love to do panda pieds. But I know that it's a hit or miss with them if they're going to come out healthy or not because the super in it.
Yeah, usually
So,
more of a miss than a hit. But
yeah,
they're beautiful nonetheless.
yeah.
I chose not to go that route just because of all the birth defects and the like high rate of birth defects, but they are beautiful.
I learned that very fast with gray matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my dream snake when I was new. And I didn't quite understand the complex. And I ended up with a special needs boy out of it. Very expensive one. And I learned that pretty quickly. I mean, still love him. Wouldn't trade him for the world, but yeah.
But tell for the people that want to grow, even though like you don't like TikTok, we have some people. We just had a guest that had amazing success. What did you have like a frequency of posting? Did you like how did it play?
I posted weekly. I started out weekly, and then I do it probably every other day. And it's mostly just my animals. I know a lot of people like to do like enclosure builds and stuff like that. That's also a big one. But mine is basically just like short clips of the animals that I own and just kind of showcasing them. And of course, the more rare morph that you have, the more people are gonna see it and go crazy over it. But I think that the most I get is on my pinks. I get the most traffic on my pink crested geckos.
Now, do you do the short little videos as your content, or
Yep.
so you're talking like a 30-second kind of bit, or what?
No, like either 10 to 45 seconds at the max. Just short videos on, just my animals pretty much. And I did initially want to do some informational videos and stuff, but that's when it came in with the people kind of debating back and forth what should be and shouldn't be done. But I'm sure if you base your account on that, like you start with that, people are going to know what you're doing. Like that's why they're there. So I came in as just like showing off animals and then started doing that on the side, and then it got a different kind of response. But yeah, mine is just basically showing off my animals, videos of them, and them doing funny things, like cute things. Just like, go ahead.
What's up, Patrick?
Did you do more like picture video, or you have more of like film videos and
like film videos, like interactive, like them doing things and whatnot. Like I'll just show them off and stuff, like in short clips and whatnot. And then there's some like ones if you catch them eating or something like that, it's kind of funny. you put like the little meme sounds on them and stuff, and everyone likes those because they're cute. But yeah, stuff like that, pretty much. Nothing crazy.
And did you notice that even like bad press was good press? For example, even though you're having some judgmental people, did you see your channel growing anyway? Even with some people judging, did you have like the counterpart that people defending you, or like how
I don't think I've found my community yet in TikTok. I don't know if I've just not hit the right audience yet. If it was on Instagram, I know for a fact I would have that, but I really don't have. I feel like a lot of people that use Instagram's not really in the reptile community on TikTok. I feel like it's not the same.
It's not. Like, there's
yeah.
a lot of people on TikTok that I see all the time with their snakes on, and I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
heard of them or anything
Yeah.
like that. And then you go on Instagram, and you kind of know a lot of people.
We got different types of people, and even
What?
Facebook's like that. There's people that are just on Facebook that aren't on Instagram or TikTok, and I'm not on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, but that's just me. I'm just
Yeah, my take, I think my most viewed videos, like the short videos on YouTube, even though it's not my view of it, even if most of the people that watch the shorts are not the reptile community. It's just like it random pops up. I think it boosts your presence. So like if you have like a lot of those, YouTube is gonna start using the algorithm to boost your views or presence. So that's why I do those too, because I see a lot of times, because you can see if you go back in your YouTube studios, you can see which subscribers subscribe where. So you see some people that subscribe through shorts, some people subscribe to your regular channel. So, but I'm very lacking on Instagram and then TikTok. I don't want to go on TikTok just because I see that the most people that watch it are not even from the reptile community.
Yeah.
And never brought me anything that was like productive as far as community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the most that community-wise I have gained and found is through Instagram.
And do you do basically the same thing that you do on TikTok? What do you do on Instagram?
Mostly pictures on Instagram. I'll post some of the reels that are from TikTok every now and then, but it's mostly pictures. And I also have a behind-the-scenes chat on Instagram that I just post like every day, just stuff that normal people like I don't want to post on my feed, like behind the scenes of some of the things that the reptiles are doing and stuff like that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, like I've posted like when the eggs first hatched, I posted it in the behind the scenes so everyone got to see like when they first hatched and everything. And then I've just been kind of updating as they're growing and stuff. So
Doc, I have a question for you real quick.
Go ahead.
Whoa! Whoa!
that's perfect. Unproductive conversation.
That can go like all day long. Unproductive conversations is with me all day long. Do you want to ask me questions? Personal life, reptiles?
Oh no, you got to drop us some kind of info.
Let's see. As I was telling you guys before, and it's gonna be in one of my videos. I used to cut eggs when the first two pipped, and I'll always wait for two to pip. In two of my clutches, even though the eggs were dimpled, everything was fine. When I cut one of the eggs that hadn't pipped yet, the baby was underdeveloped. Sometimes the follicle have the different developments, even though she laid, or you have a temperature fluctuation. I have several thermostats inside of my incubator, but that snake was both snakes were probably 15 days behind. And I was mentioning that in one of my videos that I was no longer going to cut eggs before all of them pipped. And I did on that one. And I showed exactly what happened. And I said, I'm no longer cutting any egg that has not pipped. So I would not. You guys can do whatever you want. As always, like it works for many people, but I'm no longer cutting eggs. I'm just helping them if they pipped. I'm just going to open, show them up just for entertainment, but I'm not going to disturb eggs that haven't pipped. Gladly, one of them was a deformed baby, so basically that's why it didn't develop. But the other one was perfect, like as far as no kinks, no deformed, no shark head or anything like that.
Visually deformed.
So that one was not visually deformed. I don't know if there was something else wrong. Sometimes the yolks they're not able to absorb the yolk from the yolk sac, so that's why they didn't develop. But from now on, just for this, the peace of mind, I'm just gonna wait, and that's it. So that's my tip for today.
Did you reseal one of your eggs that you had cut?
I did, and it didn't work.
Didn't work. What did you use?
I put a little bit of press and seal, but I let it loose just to not lose moisture. And it didn't thrive. The first one that I did, the one that was deformed, actually developed a little bit more, but the jaw was completely deformed, so it wouldn't thrive anyway. But it lasted for like 10 days after cutting. So,
Travis, how's your first clutch doing?
Still cooking.
Good.
Everybody's still cooking.
Are you peeping a little bit sometimes? No? Just let it be?
Just letting it be. Everything, I mean, I can see them. I can see through the press and seal, and they're nice and white. Everything still looks good. So
what I do a week before they hatch, I'm a burper. I'll still burp them.
Yeah.
And that's maybe something you want to do. Don't do like Jamie. Okay. I'm going to tell
all the time, doesn't she?
Jamie's always looking.
They turned out fine. This is my first clutch. I'm horrible. I'm one of those present shakers. I didn't shake the eggs, but I was, Christmas present shaker. So I was constantly like peeking and like, oh, look at them every day. Once they hit past the 30-day mark, I left them alone for 30 days. After that, it's free game. So funny. Okay. Why doesn't James Bond fart in bed?
That's a good one.
Why doesn't he do it? Because he would blow his cover.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I like that one.
Why did what do you call a snowman that plays the piano?
I'm terrible at those jokes.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
No idea.
Melting John.
I would never.
Melting John. Let's see.
Oh.
And then this one is just like a notice, just so you guys know, you should watch out for chickens. They could be real peckers. You're welcome.
Jamie's tasteless dad jokes. I've got to put this
Those
back.
are good.
Travis, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
You look like Chinese.
All right, we're going to do a little bit of trivia tonight. I'll give you guys, you blow me up, give you guys a little bit of info. So here are a few facts in addition to the trivia. So do you know that if all the humans on Earth joined hands around the equator, a significant portion of them would drown?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. And to get into some of the trivia, well, it's trivia. We'll just do facts tonight. An alligator, the American alligator, can live up to 70 years. So there's a really good chance you'll see him later.
Oh my God.
See you later, alligator.
That's right. And here's a really interesting one. Giraffes they only need about 30 minutes of sleep a day, and they spend about 80 to 90% of their lives standing. So they're very rarely ever laying down on the ground. They can clean their ears with their tongues. And the average height of a giraffe is 17 feet tall. And they're afraid of heights.
They're afraid of heights, but they're that tall.
They're afraid of heights. They don't even like walking up a hill, which I can imagine is kind of difficult with a neck like that. Let's see. The most abundant fish in America is the channel catfish.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even speak English.
See what?
It doesn't even speak English.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see. The majority of white-lipped tree frogs, which, by the way, are the world's largest tree frog, are not even forklift certified.
Oh gosh.
That is a fact.
Are we switching to dad jokes?
No, I'm giving you guys a little bit of tasteless humor. And here's another one. This is just for you, Rafi. Scientists have recently discovered exactly how many South Americans it takes to change a light bulb. Do you have an idea how many?
No, Travis, tell me.
A Brazilian.
Oh my gosh.
That was actually pretty good.
That was great.
If they show up.
If they show up.
Well, that's
They're
not
never on time. That's for sure. They're never on time.
Unless they know each day of the week, right? That's something.
I think we need to start charging Rafi.
What day of the week it is?
I asked you if today was Wednesday. At least you told me that was Thursday, so we're good.
Yeah.
I think we need to start charging Ralphie if he's late or doesn't show up.
I'm gonna be moneyless.
We'll charge you in animals.
If you're 15 minutes.
Well, you might help clear my full rack now that the winter is coming.
No normals.
I don't have any normal. I have a bunch of hats, but no normals. Normal normals.
I was gonna say I'll take some of Ralphie's normals.
So, Mother of Serpents, how did you come up with your logo?
Oh, that's actually two of my animals. I commissioned someone to make a logo out of two of my favorite animals in my collection. So, yeah, that is Domino, my panda pied, and Cupid, my pink Dalmatian porthole. Crested gecko.
I love it.
Thank you.
Did you use Fiverr?
I actually had someone on Instagram hand make it for me.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah. I keep trying to tell him to sell his art, but he's like, no, it's just gonna be for close friends. I'm like, dude, so many people would commission you if you would just put yourself out there.
Right. Well, we're going to play the sponsor video really quick, and then we'll come back. Y'all get some more questions ready for her.
Python Suzy. He's been professionally fondling pythons since April 2024. Before that, it was just for fun. He has balls and golans, and soon he'll have dwarf Burmese pythons in his collection. He loves dark clowns, leopards, and long walks on the beach with sunsets. He thinks orange dream and blackhead are salt and pepper on a good steak. Hit him up. He'll talk about just about anything. Fuzzy Acres is a small American business with a passion for top-notch customer service. Tyler is bringing his own high standards for his feeders at Tyler's Toxic Balls to your front door. At Fuzzy Acres, he's not just breeding feeders, Tyler is breeding trust by providing clean and healthy rodents, rabbits, chickens, and quails for all of your reptile needs.
Reptile Ads is an online marketplace specializing in the buying and selling of reptiles, where breeders and enthusiasts can connect to buy and trade animals and supplies.
Okay, y'all, right down here at the bottom, for Husbandry Pro, it's Texoma 60. For Fuzzy Acres, Tyler, Texoma 15, and he has free shipping over 300. Y'all definitely hit them up. Hit up Zach with Reptile Ads. Dude, he's doing some great stuff, and I love what he's doing. So,
yeah, you know, Reptile Ads is going to be the new friends.com for reptile weirdos.
For us.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I love the interface, and I haven't had any bugs so far. I transferred that the last episode. I transferred all my animals from Morph Market, and was so easy. Because as we all have issues with time. So if I had to go and put all the animals that I have, and just like, I would just not do it. So by just having an export and import tool, that thing was easy peasy. So I recommend you guys trying. And it's free for until May. So like, why are you? Exactly. So why are you waiting
for a while? Hey, Rafi, I was going to ask you real quick, how do you manage your mites when you ship?
So what I do when I ship mites, I put as much as I can inside of the bag, and then I just ship them out so I can control the population. So since Travis started the story, let me tell you this quick story. So I sold a $50 snake to a local buyer, and I met him. I handled him the snake. I told him the snake is on shad. So like, he looked at the snake, oh, it's beautiful, fine. So later at night, he just came and sent me a message. This snake has mites. I'm not gonna say the word that he said before, mites. And I give you 12 hours to make this right, or I'm gonna blow up on Morph Market and social media. And then he starts sending me pictures. And I said, first of all, sir, I don't have any mites in my collection. I'm a vet, so I take very good care of my animals. Every animal that I take in, I put in quarantine. I don't take animals in usually. I have a very close collection. And it's like, oh, look at the pictures. And then like I blow the pictures up. It's just like cocoa, like dust. I said, sir, that's not a mite. That's cocoa dust. I can see it moving. And I said, no, we don't. It's like, I don't play games. I don't have mites in my collection, sir. And I never heard from him anymore. So he probably is blowing through social media and Morph Market right now. So if you see my mites, I'm shipping free with my snakes. I just put a handful of them inside of the bag, and you get with every purchase.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You must have skipped that. You must have skipped that on mine.
Exactly.
I didn't get that.
Like,
I didn't.
You didn't get the sale. So
I didn't get that promotion.
Some people no, and what baffles me with people is that there's a lot of ways to go about any issue that you have, because you can send an animal that was sex wrong. You can send an animal, maybe you didn't see the animal had a small kink. It happens. I mean, you have like hundreds of animals, and I try to make sure every time I'm shipping an animal, I'm looking if it doesn't have any scale rot, or if the animal have any issues. I even look at their mouth to see if they don't have any sores. Like I do an inspection of the cloaca to see if the animal is perfect. But let's say that you have an issue. You can be polite and just kind of like, sorry, I think you sent me snakes with mites. Look at these pictures. Not saying that you're gonna blow up on social media, or like that's not cool, because now he's not gonna be able to buy animals from me anymore. Because he knows that he doesn't have an issue, and he made a fool of himself. So don't be a-holes, guys. Just be polite, and that's it. No harm, no foul.
Now, Travis, since you asked Doc about that, how is your little situation going?
How's my situation? Which were you talking about with the dwarf berms?
Yes.
So the dwarf berms are doing fine. They've been doing fine for a while. And as you guys know, I had that glorious, wonderful interaction with the guy I bought them from back in March. I didn't say anything publicly about it. I just, let you guys know what was going on. And then he posted some things in one of the chats where he was going to start pairing and was kind of soliciting for customers. And that's when I decided I'm not staying quiet. I almost lost $7,000 with this guy. I'm going to let people know what he's all about. And so that's what I did. And now there's people that don't agree with that.
Tell what happened for people
Yeah.
that don't know Travis.
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah, all right. I was trying to be a little vague on details, but
You don't have to tell who it is if you don't want to, but you can tell
No,
what it is.
no. Yeah, the condition of the snakes when you got them in.
yeah, sure. So this there's not very many breeders that work with the Progashai, the dwarf Burmese. There's one breeder out on the West Coast, allegedly works with them, had a clutch, they were for sale. I reached out to him, had good interactions, put money down on a 1.2, so a male and 2 females. Everything went, and this was like in the fall, so I had to wait through the winter and everything. And communication was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but that's perspective, right? Came time to ship in the spring, and we're chatting, and I gave him the rest of the money, maybe a few days before shipping, and then he sends me a message the day before he's going to ship, and he says, "Hey, we got a problem," and I'm like, "Oh." I was like, "Okay." So I didn't see any big red flags, but there were a few things that made me a little uncomfortable. He calls me up and he goes, "Hey, the male passed away." And now that's a big red flag because I'm like, "What? What's going on here?" Now you're questioning husbandry, like what's going on with this stuff. So you have an infection, whatever. And he goes, "But I got this other male that I'll replace him with." And this other male came out of the ether. Had no idea there was another male. Showed me a picture of it. I sent it to a few friends that I know that work with dwarf firms and said, "Hey, does this look like a pure?" And they were all like, "No, it's maybe a hybrid, cross between the mainland and the dwarf." And one of the guys said, "I'd pass on it if I were you." So I passed on it. He refunded the money for the male, which was good. So I felt a little bit better about that. Ships the females. I received the 2 females. Now I had asked him about the weights. And he said, "Well, I don't weigh hatchlings." So that was a little bit of okay. A lot of these old school guys, they don't, if they're eating, they don't care about weighing them, that kind of stuff. And he said that they were eating fine. So they came in a little, 9x9 box, real tiny little box. The box had no live animal, no Lasiac declaration on it or anything. It said perishable, but nothing with respect to live animals. I opened up the box. There was nothing. There was stinky, dirty newspaper threaded up. Snakes were each in their own bag. They were freezing. I temped them. Skin temp was 66 degrees, so not anything that's too detrimental, but they felt a lot colder than that. And the condition was horrible. 7 months old. They were hatched in August, and I got them in March. One was 79 grams. One was 136 grams. They were wrinkled, dehydrated, like extremely dehydrated, listless. When a snake is cold, it's stiff, it's coiled. These were limp when I picked them up, and they were freezing, even though I skin temped them to 66. So I sent them a message saying, "Hey, these guys don't look too great. I'm a little concerned. I think the little one's not going to make it through the night." See, there's no heat packs or anything. And he goes, "Well, I'm in California and it's hot here." I'm like, "Yeah, I understand, but they're going to Salt Lake. It's 39 degrees in Salt Lake. You didn't ship them as live animals."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh, they're fine. They're fine." So at that point, I was pretty upset because that's $7,000. And on top of that, it's 2 live animals, right? Mm-hmm. So warm them up, give them, let them 24 hours to get the temperature, soaked them, let them soak for a few hours. They both drank. Bigger one started looking better. Little one was still really, really listful. Talked to a couple folks, Should I try to assist feed? Should I leave? You know, I offered him pinkies. They didn't even acknowledge the pinkies. And I had a suspicion that they had hatched and he'd never tried to feed them. He was just trying to get them out of his inventory as fast as possible. So I don't think they'd ever even seen a meal. So I assist fed both eventually. I think maybe 48, 72 hours later, I can't remember. Both of them readily took the meal once I assist fed them. So that was big positive. In the meantime, I sent a message, said, hey, look, guy, they're not in good shape. This is not what I paid $7,000 for, yada, yada, yada. I thought it was polite, you know, and he was like, well, send them back. And I'm like, they're not going to make the trip back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and at this point where he shipped them, you know, not as live animals, no Lasiac declaration, stinky ass newspaper in the condition they're in. I'm like, this guy does not care about these animals. Why am I going to take all the risk and send the snakes back? And now he has my money and the snakes, you know, and he's already like, I can't believe you assist fed a perfectly healthy animal. I'm like, no, these things were not healthy. They needed some calories, like stat. And he's like, well, send them back. And I didn't. I said, no, you can give me a partial refund. And we couldn't come to an agreement on that. And I told him, I said, hey, look, these snakes are terrible, terrible condition. You need to work with me. You need to give me a partial refund. That makes the most sense. That's the least risk for the snake. And he wouldn't do it. So I said, all right, you know what? I'll give you, I told him, I said, I'll give you 24 hours before I do something about it. And he was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I ended up reporting him to Fish and Wildlife for the Lasiac declaration, you know, and shipping Burmese pythons and the dwarf species are named, you know, they're listed. So you definitely need the Lasiac declaration, and you got to make sure you don't ship them to, you know, Georgia, for example, or Florida or wherever. So I told my Patreon about it, let people know, and got feedback on, you know, what I should do. Some people are like, you know, blast and call them out. Other people were like, yeah, call Fish and Game and just let your friends know to avoid him, which was the method I chose for the however many months, most of the year. So, like I said, wasn't going to say anything. And then he was, you know, basically consequence free, posting pictures, you know, getting ready to, you know, pair his snakes and soliciting interest. And I'm like, I'm not going to stand by and let him do it again. I'm going to say something. And I did. You know, and I got feedback, both positive and negative. I got people, you know, chewing me out saying, you know, you shouldn't be doing it this way. I'm like, you know what? There are so many people that messaged me. Well, so many, 3 or 4 people that messaged me where he did something similar to them, but they didn't say anything. And so, you know, at this point, I'm like, screw it. I'm going to say something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not going to be classless about it, but I'm going to be direct and I'm going to point this stuff out. And I think as a community, we need to do more of that.
Yes.
You know, as long as it's respectful and it's tasteful and you're not dropping F-bombs all over the place and, you know, being an asshat about it. I think it's important to disclose that because there's mistakes.
There's a way to go about that.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't resolve it privately first, if you can't resolve it privately, you know, it's unfair. It's not a mistake. It's not miscommunication, you know, and it's somebody that's definitely, you know, not caring about the animal, not caring about the law, you know, or not caring about the customer and, you know, being an ethical breeder / business person. Yeah. Let somebody know, let people know.
Yeah, it's all about taking care of your customers, and that goes back to my point when things can happen. And I received, I think in total here in the U.S., 5 animals that were supposed to be females as males. Supposed to be females, and I got males. Only one person took care of me.
Yeah.
Really?
The other just told me to pounce him.
That makes me very upset because I've dealt with some big breeders and they are so good about going, hey, here's your money back or whatever.
Me too. So that's why from now on I only buy animals from people that I know because I want to be taken care of the same way that I take care of people. One time I sent some snakes to, was it, well, not Oklahoma, Colorado, and was super cold. The person took some time to pick them up because the person told me he wanted to be on their doorstep and they're going to be home. The person was not home. And then I said, okay, did you pick up the snakes? Did you get home? And I could see the picture that was like in their front door. Nothing. So they got home, snakes were fine. I said, oh, they're a little bit cold. I said, that's why I don't like to send, even though it was a big box, I put 2 heat packs in there. But anyway, the snake 2 weeks later ended up having an RI. And I refund the money, regardless that it was my fault or not. I just think there's too much debate of, oh, who is at fault? Or so, like, to me, it's just like making somebody, like, if they reported the snakes were cold, I put 2 heat packs in there. I didn't want it shipped to the home, but I just want to take care of people, like, because when something happens to me, I want to be taken care of. So, and most of the big breeders, when I had an issue, was like not even a question. So I'm not telling you to buy only from big breeders, but buy from people that refers you or that have good ratings or morph market. People ask people around about that person, and you'll be much more successful. Before I would go only about price when I first started. Oh, I want to get a deal. Sometimes a deal is not a deal.
I learned that the hard way too.
They come with mites. I did too.
I mean, you can get the wrong animal. You can get animal that is sick. You don't know the condition that people have their animals. So, and that can be very expensive.
The smallest one I've ever had mailed to me, it's supposed to be just a one off of an not an auction but a giveaway. They ended up sending 2, and this is a very well-known breeder. Was 25 grams.
Oh my God!
To say the snake didn't make it, I mean, it was dead the next day.
Wow.
And it was like a week later. The other one they sent for free just because they were not. I mean, it was a giveaway anyway. It died too, and I was just like,
oh no.
Oh geez, like that was a waste of my time because I live in Oklahoma. I have to go to Texas to pick this stuff up. But people do need to be more aware when they do ship. So I live in the South. I live in Southern Oklahoma. If I ship up north, I have to look at the weather. The weather's in the United States different for everybody. And the last one I shipped out, I called Jamie. I was like, hey, I have to ship this snake out. What do I need to put in there? She's like, what was it, Jamie?
A face pack, because it was still early. Yeah.
And if you don't know this, reach out to some of your friends. They'll help you. And it's really simple, people.
And be mindful. Be mindful of the transfer hub too, because you have to know where that snake's going to stop before the last destination. Can be Indianapolis, can be Tennessee. So like look at the temperature of both ways, and then the stop, like where the animals. Because even saying that they're going to have climate control environment, it's going to stay in a truck. The trucks are not climate control. So
there's the airplane. The climate control is just at the building.
Exactly.
Yeah. And whenever you're shipping, make sure to go right before they close. Don't take them early in the morning. So that's how long.
And guys, worse than the animal, if you get like animals from somebody that you think you're not feeling safe, that the animal is well taken care, or they don't take care of their collection, why are you bringing into your collection? Make sure, like, it doesn't matter who you buy from. I always recommend quarantining the animals.
Quarantine, absolutely.
I wear, and people say that I'm paranoid, but even with my animals, I use disposable gloves, like the plastic ones, with every animal when I'm cleaning. So I just toss it. I buy by the tens of thousands gloves, because you never know, like, if one of your animals is going to get sick or whatever. I just want to make sure that you're scooping feces with your hand, and then you're just like washing and going to the other tub, and then you're sticking your finger into the water bowl. Like, it's hygiene, guys. Even though you're taking care of, it's better be safe than sorry. It's a pain in the butt. It is. Like you have a lot of gloves that you have to be switching, but it's worth it to me, like just for the peace of mind.
Well, I know we kind of went off like way out in left field, but Tiffany, let's get back on her and her collection. Everything
No,
she's
you're fine.
doing.
You're fine.
She's over here just sucking everything up.
No, I'm just listening and I can relate.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've had an instance similar to the one that Travis had.
Did you buy online?
Yeah.
You can share. You don't need to share with who was the breeder.
I won't name drop because, I mean, he already knows that what he did. He did the same thing. I think you might know this story. I was in small town for a while. I think that the story might have been shared in there before.
Oh,
about
yes.
The snake bag situation.
The snake bags. I
Yes.
knew I knew your name. Yes.
Yeah,
crazy.
He cut a snake bag into 3 pieces and zip tied $1,000 snake. Yeah, and zip tied $1,000 snake in 2 zip tied things. He made it like a candy,
like a sausage.
Yeah, and then I don't know if he expected me not to check on the snake or what, because once I cut it, there's no getting that snake back in that bag. So, plus I have almost a 2-hour drive to my hub, so I'm glad I had someone with me to hold the snake. And then the snake was super underfed, super dehydrated, and he also didn't put a Lacey Act on the box, and he shipped it in a brown box, no labels on it whatsoever. And this is also a very well-known breeder on Morph Market.
Guys,
so
it costs you less than $15. I mean, some boxes are very expensive. The really big one, the 30-inch one, if you're shipping adults.
Yeah.
But regardless, like this is part of the business. So like don't cheap out on freaking bags or polyfill or whatever you're using to. I've seen big breeders using newspaper, just like Travis said. I can't believe that you don't have money to put polyfill or shredded paper or whatever. It just shocks me.
I've never seen someone cut a snake bag like that.
Because they're very
it was so odd.
They cost $1 each, so you have to. I mean,
you got to make 3 out of $1.
So I usually use socks. I just buy them at Goodwill and then just put a snake in the side of a sock and just like.
I mean, at least with a sock, I could have tied it back.
A dirty sock, Doc.
Exactly, but that's what I tell people. Even local, like I give snake bags. Like some people would probably bring containers and just like bring your own. Like, how much does it cost? Like, I'm Boss my bags now. Like I just put my logo in it. It looks nice. It looks professional. It looks clean. I don't use bags when I get animals in. I just toss the box. I toss the bags because you never know. I mean, just for safety.
I had a friend of mine come and pick a snake up for me, and I was like gonna put it in a bag, and he's like, "No, I brought this container. It's totally fine." I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's no. I put it in this container, and she got out in his car, and he didn't realize it. And then she got in his dash, and he had to go to the auto mechanic shop and get the snake removed from the dash.
Well,
he learned a lesson that day.
I have a story for that one. I was 17. My dad had a Corolla, and I just got 2 baby boas. That was back in Brazil. So I had it in the car, same thing, put it in a container, sterilized container.
The 1980s.
72. And then I put in the back seat, and then I went and looked and had 1 snake in there, and my dad was driving, and I said, "Dad, I'm missing a snake." And he's like, "You're kidding me." I said, "No, yeah." So it's the same thing. You went inside of the dashboard. You know what I did to pick it up?
What?
So overnight, I put a cage with mice in there. And my dad's like, that's not gonna work. I said, I don't know, like I'm gonna try. So I put it in there. Next day, the baby boa was like on the top of the cage, like trying to get the mice. Yeah, I have some
Oh,
stories.
glad it worked.
Yeah.
They
Smart
did.
idea, though.
Nice,
So,
nice.
Holly said you have some. I have a question for her. Do you have some more questions lined up for her?
No, not really. But I did want to touch bases again about when shipping stuff, because I mean, people do forget, but you can't forget if you ship it in that correct box. Like sometimes you'll forget to fill out the box. Like you've got kids, you got this, like life happens, right? But if you're shipping in the box that it's on there, your UPS person will see it, or not UPS, or FedEx person will see it. And 99.9% of the time they'll say, hey, you got to fill this out, or what's in here, and they'll fill it out themselves. So, but I've received snakes before that definitely was covered with mites, and I had to let the person know. If that happens to you, let them know. Don't be like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Hell no. You're bringing that stuff into your home. I've received one snake that had one mite on it. One little mite. And I figured it was from shipping because, there's a lot of stuff being shipped. And I still let them know. And I was like, hey, I don't think it's from your collection. Just letting you know. This is what happened. The guy checked his collection and he's like, I don't see anything, but still, there was one mite, and that one mite matters to me.
That one might be very smart to get inside of that box. Let's just put it this way, from the shipping.
Absolutely, but still, I'll let him know. No matter what you see, but don't, like you said, don't be an ass about it. Like there's a way to take care of stuff and to talk to people.
And guys, just treat it like it doesn't matter. Like if you get it from me, if you get it from anyone, just treat it. Just preventive treatment for mites. Just quarantine protocols.
If you're doing the right thing, your quarantine protocol won't change whether you've got mites or not.
Right.
Exactly. It's just to be safe. Just like you go to a reptile show, you don't know who is in there. You have great breeders, you have not so great breeders. And then mites are going to be on clothes, that mites eggs, because you might not even see. So what's going to happen is like people are going to be going around touching the displays. They have it on their feet and they're going around your display. So even though you never allow anybody to touch your animals, as a breeder, get home, treat your animals, put them in quarantine, and you're not going to regret it. So basically protocols. But yeah, it's tough. Like we have really good people that care about things, very small people that are super careful with their animals, and we have big ones that don't. We just had the retic guy that was banned from Wharf Market because of all the horrible conditions that the retics were.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, it was like big, like dead animals inside of like tubs, and he had like a really big retic operation. I'm not gonna. If you guys research, you'll find
what you're talking about.
It was horrible. Animals in horrible condition, no water. So don't be like that. Tiff, like, how did you get into the Cresties? And explain to us what is the pink line, or like we don't know. I don't know almost anything about Cresties, but give us some knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know anything about them.
They're very much like ball pythons in terms of like the expanding of morphs. They're still finding morphs till today. And there's a market for them just like ball pythons, where there's rarities and some are really expensive and some are more common. But how I got into them was a local expo, actually. I met a girl there and I held my first one, fell in love with it, brought it home, fell in love with a bunch more, found out that pinks existed. And as soon as I found out that, I knew what project I wanted to get into. because it's more of a harder project because it's hard to make them. They come from.
Are they recessive, or is it like a line breeding, or like what is it?
It's usually line breeding, and the pinks come from what they call reds, and you mix certain morphs together to get the pinks. So kind of like with visuals on ball pythons, there's no hets in crested geckos except that xanthic, and I think chocho might be one now. But you basically, I'm doing visual. So I'm putting a pink to a pink to hope to get more pinks. But there's still chances that some of them will come out red because it's in the lineage and stuff. But yeah, I fell in love with Fringe Morphs True Pink line.
Are they? Do you have one that's really pink, or?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but if you want to show us, I mean, that would be.
Sure. I don't know, my lighting will pick it up the greatest, but I'll show you my most expensive, the one I went into debt over.
we all do.
This is the way.
John said Rafael speaks Portuguese also. I didn't know. That's awesome. Go ahead, Rafael.
John, qual é o teu nome? É João ou não? Tu é de Portugal ou tu é do Brasil?
She learned in Portugal or Brazil?
And now we wait.
Yeah, now we wait.
John's looking up Google Translate.
Usually John in Portuguese is João.
Oh, nice.
Try to say that.
Oh, my lighting. Let's see.
We can see a gecko.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
But it's not you. It's very hard to.
Yeah.
We consider it's lighter.
Yeah. It's very. Let's see.
So do they just sit on your hand like that, or just they just chill?
Yeah.
The babies jump, but the older they get, they chill out.
Yeah. You can't really tell. It's super bright.
But the good thing is, it still has a tail.
Oh yeah, he does.
I think they look cuter with frog butts, personally.
I have a few frog butts too. Sometimes it's not hard for them to become frog butts. Some are dramatic.
Yeah.
Did you get them as frog butts, or you made them yourself?
I unfortunately, the two that turned into frog butts, I had to go through the traumatic experience of watching it flop around on the floor. Wasn't fun.
That was part of my Portugal. João, viu?
Yeah, one dropped her tail over a plant.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
I moved a plant in her enclosure while I was cleaning, and she was just like, nope, that plant's gonna kill me. Eat my tail, plant. So sometimes it happens. They only have one brain cell, but we love them.
It might sound evil, but when I was like 7, 8, our fun, because we have like very small geckos in Brazil, and then we would grab them, and our fun is to see like them dropping the tail, and then the tail just like moving by itself. But our species, it fully grows back. Like our species of
I wish the cresteds did, but they're one of the only few that doesn't. So.
And do they move too when they drop it?
Yeah, it wiggles around for a while. It's very
actually,
very traumatic.
For people that don't know, that's actually a baiting system. So they drop the tail, start moving, and then the predators will go after the tail, and they can skip.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you have a cat?
I do have a cat. Yeah, I do. Luckily, the cat hasn't caused it. Luckily, or the cat. The other one was a freak accident, kind of my fault. So, yeah.
So your first, is that your first clutch that you posted, the eggs hatching and all of that?
I haven't had any hatch yet. I actually my eggs are due to hatch in January. But I have 5 eggs in the incubator right now.
What's the incubation period for them?
So it depends on the temperature in your house. You don't have to do like a special incubation system. You just do like vermiculite with the eggs. And usually it's about 88 to 90 days if you your temps are like room temperature. So you can incubate a little higher, but there's been a few, like some evidence if you try to incubate faster and higher temps, they come out not as healthy. The longer you incubate, the more healthy the geckos hatch. So,
And what's the temp, like 72, 75?
like for healthy ranges is usually about 70 to 73. And then yep. And then you can go up to 75, but once you go up past 75 is when you get into that risky zone. Because the higher you get, the more, some people even say that it causes tail drops as well. I know with lily whites, it causes neurological issues if you incubate them at high temperatures. But yeah, and they come out smaller because I guess they don't cook as long. They don't get all those nutrients. So.
And do they bury their eggs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you find out that she got slimmer?
So I paired them, and then you just put a lay box in with like your forest floor and spag moss, and then you just wait. You catch her I caught her in the lay box, and then now we're 5 eggs in. Well, 4 from her, and then I got a parthogenic egg. Don't know how that's going to turn out.
No.
So. Yeah.
How big are these eggs? They've got to be tiny, like the size of a pea or something, yeah?
Yeah, they're like the size of like smaller than your pinky when they come out. They're like.
What do you feed the hatchlings?
Huh?
What do you feed the hatchlings?
Oh, just the Pangea. So the mixed diet, and you just put like a little pea drop, and then
oh my goodness,
eventually they'll stop. Then you can't offer them bugs until like a month old.
Have you seen Pangea, Travis? It's just like you mix the powder with water and you make like a little paste.
Yeah. It's basically like baby food. It's like baby food for geckos.
And how do you go ahead?
I have pellets for turtles or something, I think. I'm thinking of the same company.
Yeah, it's a very, very big company and when it comes to diet for that I know. How do you keep your geckos? Enclosures? Do you have a rack system or?
I do PVCs enclosures, and then for the babies, I do the shoebox tubs. If you've seen those around, pretty much everyone uses them for the hatchlings. So you can pretty much 6-quart tubs. You don't have to do a whole lot with the babies. They're so small. The main thing.
Go ahead.
Just the main thing with them is their humidity. They like high humidity.
So what do you use as far as substrate for the babies?
I use paper towels. Some people do bioactive and stuff. It's mostly either paper towels or bioactive. I just find with paper towels, it's easier to monitor if they're eating or not. And what's going on with them and stuff, and just change them weekly. Super easier. I thought about doing some bioactives, but I'm not. I've got isopods too, and that's a whole nother story.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's fun, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it is. It is. I started that side project too, and always keep myself busy.
Yep. Well, guys, we're over an hour now. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you.
Have me. Yeah, nice to meet you guys too, and nice to see you again, Boids. And your boy I got from you is doing fantastic.
That's awesome.
Doing great.
Before we go, how people can find you?
Mother of Serpents on pretty much everything. I've got Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and now YouTube. So
yeah, she has a YouTube channel.
Yep.
Yeah, so. That's awesome.
All right, thank you guys so much.
We'll see you next week. Well, no, next week we're not going to have a show.
Next week it's Turkey Day.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Say bye.
Bye.